let me continue. Okay, so for those who have hard time understanding English and who need some help with captions, please click on the turn on caption button on the bottom of Google Meet, and then click the right button to start the translation. And just in case for anybody who has questions, please use the Q&A activity of Google Meet. So this is how you can do it. Just click the activity button on your right bottom, choose Q&A, and if any questions freely, and we will have a Q&A session at the very end of this webinar. And just in case we run out of the time and then couldn't answer every questions, we will get back to you with email. So feel free to leave any questions there. Okay, this will be our agenda. Well, the page numbers, may look like it's pretty big, but we just have a lot of images and a lot to talk about. So we will be talking about the monthly recap of 2023 in Japan. So overall, we will capture what's happened in Japan, and then we will briefly walk through of the Japan marketing with the keywords AIX has picked. And then we'll be talking about the forecasting of 2024. And then briefly, we'll explain Sakura here about the Japanese New Year culture. Okay.
So I will talk about monthly recap, January to December. So next slide. So as we dive into our January segment, let's reflect on how the past 3 years have been shaped by the pandemic, significantly impacting our daily lives in so many ways. For sports fans and concert goers, it's been a time of restraint. With restriction of crowd sizes, venue could only fill up to 50%. As you notice on the picture of the left, there's gap between the people and the people. So the capacity couldn't fill up 100%. So what's more, vocal cheering at this event was completely off limits. But on January, for the first time in 3 years, events were allowed to operate at full capacity, and fans could once again cheer aloud, bringing back the much missed vibrancy and spirit to the stadium and concert halls.
Yeah.
Yes. Next, Shanshan, a beloved 5-year-old female giant raised at Ueno Zoo, was returned to China. As you know, panda was native to China and globally rare, so prompting the Chinese government to launch the International Panda Conservation Program. So Shanshan was returned to China for breeding. But let's talk about the impact Shanshan had right here. In just 6 months after her birth, Ueno Zoo saw 17% increase in visitors and over 65 billion yen. It's $450 billion impact to the economy. And on March, let's dive into the exciting world of sports. Japan clinched their 3rd victory in 5th edition of World Baseball Classic, making the first win in 3 tournaments. A key highlight was the phenomenal performance of MVP Shohei Ohtani, whose pitching and batting powers played a crucial role. So economic impact of winning this championship is estimated to be 65 billion Japanese yen. It's $457 million. Interestingly, the economic impact was same as the giant panda Shanshan.
So panda equal baseball in Japan.
April, next up. So let's talk about the major tech milestone, the release of the ChatGPT AI API, sparking a wave of innovative service worldwide. in Japan, while ChatGPT had been a hot topic since the start of the year, but the widespread adoption among the general public was still in its early stages. But then AI Chat-kun entered the scene. The service, accessible through the Line Messenger app, brought AI into everyday life. So AI Chat-kun gained their users, 1 million users in a month.
Okay.
Yes. On May, let's turning our attention to the gaming world. Long-awaited Tears of the Kingdom, new entry in the Legend of Zelda series, made a grand entrance. So the new
Yeah, and it sold, the new series was sold, 10 million copies in just 3 days. And in May, it also captured that, with the success of the new title, it also, runs a news of Zelda series will be produced soon. And we have this, 3 wonderful actors down here, and one of them will be Zelda. So the fans is going pretty crazy in Japan. So everybody was excited about, the Legend of Zelda in May.
Yes, they're guessing on the topic who will play the iconic main character.
Indeed.
Yes, and June. So the magical world of Harry Potter, reignited by Warner Brothers Studio Tour, was opened in Tokyo. And there was more Hogwarts Legacy game. The set a century ago in the Hogwarts universe has been released, alongside ongoing performances of Harry Potter and Cursed Child. With this revival of Harry Potter is once again the talk of the town. And major brands like Baskin-Robbins and Dotto Coffee have joined the themed collaboration, launching charming beverages and merchandise.
Yeah, we will go back to, the Harry Potter studio and the strong IP business in Japan, in the marketing keywords. But, it's really interesting to see that, Baskin-Robbins is a global franchise, but, it had collaboration with, Harry Potter IP just in Japan, as far as I know. And, you can tell that, the details and of the cookie and the logo on the cover. So, we can tell that the Japanese people love the Harry Potter IP and then would love to consume these products.
Yes. So on July, the much-awaited film, How Do You Live, has made mysterious yet remarkable entry. It's a new Ghibli movie, came out without any information or promotion. So Ghibli released the film on July 14th with zero promotion, no plot details, no cast reveals, and not even a theme song. So just a poster on the left.
This one right here.
Yes, this visual. And then guess what? It just 4 days. It ranked in an impressive 2.14 billion yen. And it's surpassing Spirited Away initial success.
Yeah.
But the lack of information had its downside too. Unsure whether it was suitable for children or families, so they hesitated, and the film revenue dropped 59% in its second week. So it shows how even the edge of streaming and spoilers, little mystery can create a big buzz, but also leave the audience a little bit confused.
Yeah, pretty good deal. Well, didn't do any marketing and still made a lot of fortune.
Yes.
In a couple of days. So it goes back to the point that, the IP can be very successful in Japan. So next point will be.
So I will talk about the mid-school YouTubers. went viral. It's called Top Knot Boys, a group of 14 years old YouTubers who took the internet by storm this year. So just a year ago, they started the YouTube channel, but initially their subscriber numbers did not grow. Then they came up the strategy to move to TikTok. So they post a short form video on TikTok. Then their unique greetings caught the viral wave. And what happened next was they crossed 1,000 subscribers on July 19th. And 10 days later, they hit 100,000 subscribers. In a month, they reached 1 million. And then right now, they have over 1.5 billion subscribers.
Yeah.
YouTube channel.
Yeah. Remember their faces, please. We will, talk about them again. But, they don't do a lot of things on YouTube. 14 years old, 6 boys cannot do a lot of things, but still they're very funny. And then it's interesting to see why and how they got viral in Japan. So in September, we talk about, the sports and baseball a little bit again. And there's the beloved, baseball team in Japan, Hanshin Tigers. They are based in the Kansai, Osaka city, second largest city in Japan. And then they won the Japan series, the championship, first time in 38 years. And then it's boosted the Kansai economy by 150 billion yen. So it was a big hit. And then this person in the middle right here, with
picture.
Yeah, with all the joy for his beloved team to win the championship, he threw himself to the Dotonbori River.
It's dirty.
Yeah, a lot of people visit there, so you can only imagine that how awful it would be. But he didn't care. And October's theme is Shogi Master to win all 8 major titles in history. And for those who don't really know what shogi is, it's kind of like an Asian chess. And so it's a brain board game, and then it's extremely hard to win just one major title. But then he has won all 8, and this was the first time in the history of the shogi in Japan, and also brought a lot of economic effect. And one interesting thing was that, shogi appeared on the App Store discovery keyword in the September 27th. Well, it's not in October, but interestingly enough, that was the exact day when, he won the second round of the 8th title. So everybody was excited about him, and then really wanted to see him winning all major 8 titles first time in the history. So everybody searched for shogi in the App Store, and then could find the keyword on the discovery list. So yeah, I just thought it was interesting, so I put it in there, even though it was timed in September. So just 2 more, monthly recap. There's November thing is that, Johnny Association is one of the Japan's, biggest entertainment management agency. But the former Johnny Associates CEO had a scandal this year. And because of that, the Johnny's members and its, celebrities lost the contact with marketings and advertisings. And not only that, this, red, white music contest on the year end that NHK, host, the Japan's, national, TV, is the very iconic event. More than half of, Japanese people watch this TV show on their, New Year's Eve, but none of the Johnny's group was invited to the group, which was very historical and is still being hot topic among the Japanese, fans. And December, well, for the baseball fans, Otani has just had the 10-year contract with LA Dodgers with big fortune. Surprisingly enough, his contract amount is bigger than LeBron James's 21-year entire career, which was $480 million US. So good for Otani, and then I'm sure Japanese people are happy for him. Yeah.
Yes.
So I think we've captured enough of Japan's general happenings and the highlights of 2023, but we want to highlight change our focus to the marketing. So AIX has picked a couple of keywords of Japan marketing in this year, and they are ta-da! There is AI, and there's SNS Ad Regulation, and short form videos, Y2K trending, Vtuber, and then full immersion experiences. And let us go over with this each keyword briefly.
Yes, as I mentioned in April segment, this year has been a roller coaster of advancement and surprises in AI technology, not just in Japan, but around the world. It's been an exciting year witnessing potential AI unfold in ways we hadn't imagined. So I want to dive into the AI chat-kun, a phenomenon of the both AI technology into our daily lives, not just tech lovers, but to the general public. So let's explore the key reasons behind its viral success. So first, accessibility. AI chat-kun create as an official account of the most popular messaging app, LINE, made it easy for Japanese users to start using AI. So for your information, you can create your brand's official LINE account through LINE Business and send messages to your users, provide promotion codes, or even build a chatbot. So chat-kun was created using LINE's official account. So just adding as a friend, a user ready to chat. So this simplicity encourages people to using new technology. So next is blended into daily life. So while we've seen GPT is being used for complex tasks on social media, like make it cold, or creating like simulation games or on the internet. But the users who use AI chat-kun was different. It offered like a more casual platform to close to your daily lives, like consulting or asking chat-kun what to make for dinner.
Yeah.
So this.
But it wasn't easy. Yeah, he can recommend a menu, but so yeah. So that's how the AI chat-kun helps. How AI can be blended into daily life, and then it also help the users to overcome some language barrier. And since it's it's available in the line, which is like Sakura explained, is main messaging application, just like WhatsApp in the United States and the Europe area. So it's very affordable. So AI was something that you can see only in the sci-fi movie, but the AI chat-kun really broke that boundary to the Japanese users. Another highlight of the AI is about that the big companies are using it to create ads. So we have an example here that's provided by Ito N. So it's only 15 cm. So let's take a look at it.
未来の自分を今から始める。コレステロール、体脂肪に美味しく飲みやすい。特保多いお茶、カテキン緑茶、伊藤園。
Yep. So Sakura, please, tell us what it was.
So the
it was in Japanese.
Theme of the commercial is for healthy and bright future. The time to shape the future is now. So the creator of this commercial said the AI was the best solution of how to illustrate the current self and elegantly age the self about 30 years from now, without making them look like entirely different people. So using AI talent comes with pros and cons. So on upside, it offers versatility, allowing us to create what we intended freely. Since the AI talent isn't recognizable celebrity, the impact for the brand and the product might not be as strong as with well-known figure.
Yeah. The next slide also shows some interesting examples, especially the left, too. So, well, you can easily tell that, they are, created by AI, but these were the ad images, ad banners for a dating app that's called Otakoi. So I'm sure, there are, many of you who are familiar with the term otaku, which usually refers to, a group of people who are really into a hobby. Mostly animes in Japan or mangas, but so this, interestingly enough, this app created this ad and then gained much more users, but about 1.5 to 2 times for male users, but 3 to 7 times more in female membership. Sakura, why do you think that happened?
So when it comes to dating app, Japanese women tend to prioritize safety or reliability and brand recognition. So maybe the increase of visibility of otakoi and this AI generated ads it brings increased reliability, which may be lowered the barrier to entry for female users.
Yeah, interesting, because it's, to me, to be honest with you, everyone, the female persons that AI created are more attractive than the men characters in this ad images, but still, it appeared to more, female users. So I think, it can be a good, hint for those who are interested in the matching app advertisement in Japan. So moving on, we have a next keyword, SNS regulations. I know all your marketing, practitioners and, marketing professionals are, very sensitive with the word regulations and the restrictions nowadays. And Japan also is on the move to, enhance the regulation against promotions and advertisement. In October 2023, Japan's government finally decided to put it on their law that everybody who is doing marketing or promoting a product or service in SNS should write PR, #AD, #promotion, #kokoku, promotion in the Japanese languages. So as you can see from the example here, #PR, advertisement is beginning to show. Another thing that we need to turn our eyes into is VTuber. So virtual YouTuber is been a huge trend in Japan. So as you can see from the screen that 5 of the 4 top 5 super chat rankings in Japan during 2023 have been VTubers. So the fans of VTubers not only just watch their video a lot, but they also are eager to open their wallet to support their favorite VTubers. So Sakura herself, went to a fan fest of YouTube, about a week ago. Yeah. And please tell us about how it was to see the VTuber group in real life.
Yes. So this was the performance by Rufo Mao, the 4-member idol unit that includes popular YouTube Minato Hua, the current ranked 4th in Super Chat. And then before the show, I was honestly a bit skeptical and how does VTuber perform in live. So it was just playing on the screen. So I was thinking like that. But the stage had its huge black monitor.
Wow.
And then the performance started. It was like a magic. So the VTuber avatars appears in 3D. So I felt like they are actually performing physically on stage. And then also the singing was really amazing. I really enjoyed that stage.
Wow. So did you get to see their faces?
Yes.
I mean, real persons?
Oh, no.
But yeah.
Only avatars.
Yeah, I think that's pretty, interesting because, everybody think when they're, think of, VTubers and the VRs, they can usually, enjoy it through on device. But, they can have a performance just like this in offline stage, even though it may, cost technology that should, back it up, but still the Japan market is thinking that that's all worth it.
Yes.
So yeah, we talked about VTubers, and there are whole tons more. So HoloLive is a group of VTubers that's run by Cover, a VTuber management entertainment company. Was listed in 2023. Total market of 833 billion Japanese yen. So as Niji Sanji's entertainment company, Anycolor, also has a big total market value, 172 billion Japanese yen. So producing VTubers seems to be that it's not a subculture anymore. It's not a hobby of a minor and maniac groups in Japan. It's a major one, and it's very considerable as an influencer marketing in Japan. And it's just to back up my point. There is this app that's called Irium. It's a VTuber platform. So you get to watch other VTubers, run their videos and chats. But not only that, you can be one of our VTuber. So why VTuber is so popular in Japan? We discussed and talked through and try to find out why. And here are some reasons why we think so. First of all, distinguished concept and worldview seems to talk to the Japanese users and the players a lot. Distinguished concept, by that I meant that one of the VTuber has a concept that she used to be a pirate like 100 years ago, but she's somehow now back living on a land, and then doing the VTuber, and another VTuber from HoloLive actually has a curator certificate. So she recommends art exhibition to her subscribers. So those concepts, if it speaks well to a certain group of people, they stay as fans, and then their LTV, so to say, tends to be very, very high. And anime character coming alive in reality also is another point. It kind of relates to the distinguished concept as well. And as many of you already understand, that anime market in Japan is the world biggest, and obviously they have a low hurdle to accept the anime characters in. And users become more picky about content, so they don't want to just watch there's something very repeatedly episode of drama or anime, whatever. But this distinguished concept will be anime character coming alive talks to me if I pay my super chat, and they cannot find those content anywhere else, not even on Netflix, unless Netflix has contract with one of the HoloLive VTuber members. But in some VTubers and their fans create a surreal worldview in reality. We will keep going back to this point. We will be talking about the breaking boundary between creative surreal world with reality have become a great marketing method in Japan. To add that, we also have prepared a keyword that's called Y2K. It refers to the beginning of 2000, a new millennium. And it's the fashion and its style is going alive again after 20-something years. K-pop group NewJeans was the first to bring the Y2K style back, not just in Korea, but also in Japan. Korea and Japan, in culture-wise, are going tight nowadays. So it's one of the proof that's been there. So here's the Jojo Town's advertisement banner, and then McDonald's new menu. Can you explain a little bit more about this too? Images?
Yes. The ZOZO Town created us
as with all the people with the fashions that was a trend that was trending back in 2000s, with all the arms, it's not gloves, but it comes to the forearm, and that was a trend back in 2000. And the guy back there with the hat and the vest without any shirt inside and the white pants. And McDonald's has new menu that's called Heisei Burger. Heisei refers to the early 2000s and the 2010s. So the Heisei Burger was a menu on the McDonald's, but then they revamped it and then put it on the menu again and showed this ad with a popular talent or celebrity who was popular back in 2000s again, and this was a big hit. So overall, this techno-like Y2K trends been a great popularity in Japan of this year. And there's this small item that's called Tamagotchi. Well, do you guys remember a word without smartphone? I'm having a hard time to remember that time. But back then, before smartphone, there was this thing called Tamagotchi. So to connect with your friends, to your family, you send a signal with this Tamagotchi, a certain number. So you hear the beep, you go to the public telephone nearby you, and then finally have a call. And for some reason, Tamagotchi's new product has been released, just now, like October, November of 2023, with small Wi-Fi feature in it, and then it's going viral. I cannot only fathom why it is, but people are just wanting to buy this, and then there are some people reselling it on the the second-hand app that's called Mercari in Japan, and yeah. So you can tell that you just want a smartphone, and then that'll just do enough to have a conversation with your friends. But this has become a trend, and still there are other trends that's going back to Y2K. That's called there is a game that's called Love and Berry. It's a trading card game and combination with dressing game that was popular in 2000. It opened a collaboration cafe in offline event in a big department in Tokyo that's called Shibuya Parco. And then it brought a lot of people in. And then according to Shibuya 109 report, which is annual marketing report that's popular in Japan, this was 2023's experience, I think, ranked in fourth. So they don't really play the game, but they just visit the cafe with the Y2K fashion on it, and then eat the ice cream and omurice with the characters sticker on it. And yeah, so we'll get back to the point where this offline collaboration events, why it's so popular in Japan, but it's an interesting point to remember. So it's popular in Japan because Y2K stimulates the childhood memories of a person like me, who's about to be 30 soon. And the early 2000 was back in when I was in the elementary school. And that's when my curiosity was at its highest. So I had so many things to buy at that time, but didn't have money. But now I have money. Well, at least to afford the things that I wanted to buy when I was elementary school, which was like a Pokemon card. So that stimulates the consuming behavior in Japan, and it's not only applying to the 30s in Japan, but also the Generation Z, because it's new style for them. They haven't seen something like this yet in their life. Another thing is the short form videos. I think it's kind of universal too, but as you can tell from the graph here, the most increased views in the video forms are all the short form videos. YouTube Short, Instagram Reels, and TikTok and Line Boom. Compared to 2022, Shorts increased 55%, Reels 52%, TikTok, wow, 61%, and Line Boom was 50%. And speaking of TikTok, is having increased graph, very simple, something just like in a mathematical question that you can see in the maybe like middle school. It's a linear graph, which is very hard to see in the marketing world. But anyways, it's enjoying the increase every year, especially for the teenagers. Japan have increased by 10% every year. And another interesting app. So speaking of short form videos, we only think about YouTube Shorts, TikTok, and the Instagram Reels. But if you guys heard of the app called Bump, it provides 3-minute drama only. Drama is 3-minute long. Wow, that's like less than a preview of a movie. But it's the total drama views of this app has reached about 6 billion, especially is popular among the women in their 20s. And it also provides a feature like cropping the video into 15 seconds. Well, it's only 3 minutes, so even though you crop it, it's not that long. And they allow you to share that cropped video on their SNS. So you might wonder, wouldn't that be a spoiler alert? Yeah, but the Bump welcomes spoilers to be spreaded on the SNS. Why is that? Surprisingly enough, to an oldie like me, spoiler is welcomed to younger generations in Japan. So their behavior of watching the video is that what they do during watching a video, they do something else. They put on the YouTube or a video as of their background, and then about 50% of them watch the video at the double speed. And then they like to skip, like 10 second forward, 10 second forward, and almost 45% of people actually don't mind watching spoiler, and that speaks to the graph on the right that the researchers say that spoilers are welcomed because they save money and time. So if you know how it ends, and if you like it, then you won't have to waste and then all the chores of watching through the entire episode. But you spend all the time and effort, and then the ending sucks. And the Generation Z in Japan tends to avoid that. So short form videos are popular because fast cost performance and also time performance. Just myriads of information out there in the internet, in the SNS. So they want to make it effective, make it more short, and then just want to get to the ending and the result very quickly, and then find out you will like it or not, and then decide to watch it or not, buy it or not, or use it or not. So I think it's a great important point to take in mind before starting marketing in Japan. So the last point of 2023 is full immersion experience. You might wonder what this means. And do you guys remember, the middle school YouTubers?
Top
Knot Boys? Yeah. So this pose right here, it says the minced meat. And then, you might wonder that the pose like this, it would mean or, stand for like, tearing off a meat. But, Sakura had an interview with these guys, and then he told us that it doesn't mean anything. It just came out of nowhere. But then this pose has been very popular in Japan. That this popular volleyball player also imitates it. And similar to that, we have this idol group that's called new school group, new generation school group. Well, they are wearing, school uniforms of, Japan, like looking like, maybe high school members, but they are, way older than that. But they've been, doing their pop singer activity for, several years. But this song finally hit it. So it might just be lucky. And, why would you imagine a group of 6 middle school YouTubers would become more 1 million over YouTuber? Why would an idol group that's 5-year plus old would become a hit again? We made a guess. We made an assumption. First, it's funny and easy to imitate, just like the hikiniku pose, the minced meat pose. And then I will skip playing the video, but they're catchy. dance move is like, neck swing dance. It's, has more than 15 billion views on YouTube, and everybody wants to imitate the famous popular, activities that goes on the SNS. So the boundary, but another interesting point is that, fun and familiar is to imitate. That's been out there. It doesn't have to be a high school form or middle school form. But then again, they're funny. This, kind of weirdo, but kind of, want to have him or her as my friend. We've had all the students in our classroom. We've had this, crazy one, or in our lives, and then this has moved to break the boundary between the content and the reality, and that seamlessness has been, stimulating the motivation of the Japanese people to, I want to imitate that. I want to put SNS content to follow this, new generation school group. So that's I call, full immersion experience. This makes a great example of, full immersion experience. So Harry Potter Studio opened in June, and everybody who goes to the studio kind of wears the Harry Potter uniform, kind of must. Why? Because when you take a photo there, if you wear a hoodie like this, it's gonna make you look like Muggle. It's not gonna make you look like a wizard who belongs to Hogwarts. So you want to belong there. You want to belong to the worldview, to the place that you like, the worldview that you like, the IP that you want to consume the most. You want to be part of it. So another great example of that is the Ghibli Park. It was established in 2023, but was ranked as third best experience of 2023 in Japan. So just like Harry Potter, when you visit there, you wear a slight costume play to be part of it, to be fully in the worldview, and that experience becomes very valuable. So and especially for the Japanese people. So full immersion experience is important because it tells us that easy, familiar, and fun imitation is a UGC trend in Japan. And content product with worldview is very valued, just like Vtubers. And IP is becoming even more significant in this market. Make my favorite world real. I will pay my fortune for it. The sentence can summit why and the future marketing trend in Japan will look like. So that's been recapping 2023. Sorry, it took a while. So we will walk you guys through with what it would look like in 2024. So before that, I want to make sure that what the marketing budget will look like in 2023. So about 31.7% of companies in Japan said that their overall marketing budget, promotional budget, was increased. And where they increased it? Paid search advertising, display advertisement, and then video ads. And majorly increased budget, again, is we can say that in content marketing, like blogs, articles, so like written ones, and then video content, and then the access analysis, like data analysis, and then SEO. So spending for promotion and advertisement, whether digital or traditional, increased. And there are some focuses on the search ads and the written content compared to the videos and the image banners. But so overall, the marketing market seems to revive after COVID-19. But as many of you already know, 2024 privacy restriction is going to be enhanced, and marketing paradigm is shifting significantly. All the pause comes from this, Apple's privacy manifest in 2024, and Google's privacy sandbox will also launch in 2024. So fingerprinting has been a very important marketing tool in this market, but it's not going to be what it was anymore. So 2024 can be something like, how to overcome privacy restrictions. For that, it looks like, in Japan, there is marketing mix model as a way and make your users more loyal and provide nostalgic content. and try inbound marketing because there's still Japanese yen is at its lowest almost, and then please consider the closed box SNS. We will introduce what it is. So marketing mix model. I'm sure many of you are familiar with this, but it's an old-fashioned way of creating a prediction model of marketing. So you put data, a lot of them. By that I mean including your pricing and pricing changes, all this like promotion events that you've done, and then from there with the AI driven or whatever you have the model that's calculate the data and then find out a certain pattern and optimize that model, and then it's going to tell you, the marketing mix model will tell you that if you increase a budget in, say, the search ads, then you will gain this much of more marketing impact and stuff. So this wouldn't need a third-party tracking necessarily. You would only need your first-party data for this, but it's just that to build this model, prediction model, will be very hard. So the big ad company in Japan, Kakao and Dentsu, teaming with Google, they have co-published a new marketing mix model guide in September of 2023. Kakao published one, Dentsu published one with Google. So we can say that it can be a big stream in the 2024. And another wave is that to make loyal users. Adidas started a new membership that's called Edit Club. And with the revamped membership club, they give their clients and the users that with the points that they earned a chance to participate in a lottery. So if you win it, you can get a signature sneaker, and signatures by popular K-pop group Blackpink, Jennie, or you can earn a chance to play simulation golf with a Japanese golf player. Another interesting point here is that United Arrow helps the users to earn points, not just by buying the products, but whenever you visit the store and then put clothes on, you earn the point. If you don't receive the plastic bag upon your purchase, you earn the points. And for the Yomiuri Club, it's point earning is in the classic ways, but the reward is pretty amazing. If you gather enough points, you get to rent the entire theme park. And after revamping this membership club, more than 50% of visitors sign up for the membership. So making loyal users in Japan may be a great way to capture your Japanese users. And Japanese yen is currency-wise is very low, so it's having 2 million more visitors from foreign countries to visit Japan. So this allows inbound marketing more effective. So ANA, an airline, teams up with this cosmetic brand, targeting the travelers to the Japan, and then sometimes you can team up with taxi to give out the product samples in the taxi. And the Chinese government also is introducing the travel plan within their channel, and then it's been attracting a lot of Chinese tourists visiting Japan. So that's one way of giving success in Japan. So nostalgic content, I prepared some examples of remastering games. If any of you have visited TGS, you probably have noticed these titles, and not just remastering. The graphics, if it shows the nostalgic and content, it's gaining a lot of attracts. The Blackfinger Jet is going back to Metal Slug, like 2D shooting game. And Sanabi here is adventure game that's in pixel. It's actually already released, but it enjoyed a big success already. So final point is closed black box SNS, and I know. I wonder how many of you remember Zenly, the app. It provides you the location information within the closed group, which was a big hit among the Generation Z in Japan. But as you can tell from the graph, it increased over the years, but it never succeeded because they failed to form the right business model, targeting the Generation Z in Japan. But the Gen Z is looking for is alternative. So as an example for that, there was a who has earned 2 billion Japanese yen, about 14 million US dollar investment after the failure of Zenly. And there is Now and Be Real. I know that app is popular all around the world, but also in Japan. So closed black box. So the Generation Z and many people in Japan want a private, very personal place with their friends, not even their family maybe. They want to share every single bit of their life with their beloved. And that's a tendency of what people like. And so final summary of 2024 will be that we can say that privacy restriction forces marketers to rely on first-party data and accurate analysis of such limited data. Yet the stream seems to be flowing toward more personal ways of marketing. When you think about it, personal can be closely related to private. So I want to summarize the 2024 forecasting within the key term personal. So first thing you can try in 2024 is that personal memories of childhood, like in pixel graphics or Y2K trend, can be booming, can be a key to the success. And personal relationships are more valued when it is shared in a vaulted, closed black box like SNS. And full immersion experiences in my personal favorite role is worth spending a fortune for. So try to build a right storytelling and a right guide or worldview of your services with Japanese users. Then and feel that make your Japanese target people to feel that it's more valuable than the products itself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Seems like we have questions.
Yeah. So we will share this slide so you guys can check out some this cute Japanese New Year culture. So let's move on to the questions. I know we have only a couple of minutes left, but let's walk through. Bottom here, gave us questions that if there is any stereotype of visual optimization in Asia that are often described in guides, but they don't work in reality. So yeah, to give you an example, so we talked about animes and Vtubers, right? So you might think that having an anime-like character in your screenshot of your app would immediately give a revamp. Maybe so, but maybe not. So I briefly just mentioned that in the New Year, more personal, more marketing can be a hint. So if your service has a strong story, if you can introduce your brand and persuade your clients that it's a fun stuff, it's great service, it's a great game, great stories inside there. It doesn't have to be a VTuber or anime character necessarily. I hope that answered your question, Vadim, and I'll be more than interested in talking about it in more details. And the next question was what are the cultural specifics for health and fitness niche in Japan compared to Western markets, especially interested in store listing appearances. So I guess bodybuilding and weight training is very popular in the Western culture, as far as I understand. But in Japan, weightlifting doesn't necessarily go to make my body bigger. Well, there are some people who are interested in making one body bigger, but to stay in shape, to be in compared to the Western perspective, kind of slim shape is more preferred in this culture. So that might be an interesting difference between the Asian cultures and the Western. And another thing is that, they are fond of, diet. That's kind of same to the Western culture as well. So think of, and then in that connotation, you might want to try introduce like the graphs of how much kilogram your service users have experienced, or how many users have witnessed or said that in testimonials that they have got help for the weight lose or staying in shape if they're using a certain service. So more graphs and more numbers would be better in the Japanese stores listing appearances. I hope that answered your question too. Any other questions? You can just type in any comments or your thoughts about Japan or the APAC region before we leave in like 2 minutes. And meanwhile, you guys think about the final question or the notes. Don't forget to receive the ebook. We've promised our subscribers and attendees to share this Japanese users' behavior on app stores. You can use the QR code with your phone, or you can go to the link that I will just now I'm gonna share this link on the I'm sorry, I meant to put it on the comment. This is an image. So 1 second. Yeah. You can use the QR code or use the link that I just sent on the in-call messages. Welcome to download it and then get more insights about the Japanese market. And if you guys have any questions and concerns about the Asian and especially the Japan market, please contact us through this email. And yes, I think the time is about right to say goodbye to everybody. So, ありがとうございました.
Thank you so much.
I will, hope to see you guys again soon with another webinar and hopefully in another better day. And hope you guys enjoy the holiday season and talk to you guys soon.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Stickers. Okay.